I think we are live. Let me just double check on our Facebook page to verify, and we'll give everybody a minute or two to jump on here. And come on, baby!
We're going to tell them what's up regardless, right?
Boom! There we are. See, we are
live.
We're there, baby. Beautiful, awesome, 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 excellent, excellent. I'm Mike South. I see Mike's on here. let's have Mike say hi on here live.
Hello from St. Louis.
Excellent. There we go. Hello from St. Louis. Perfect. Awesome. Well, Rick, we have got a lot of awesome things to share with people, don't you think?
Yeah, continual progress, huh?
Yeah, we're moving and shaking. That's what I like to see is things are definitely progressing in the way that we've been wanting them to. And the way that we've been wanting them.
I know we're like in a hurry for everything. We're no different than anybody out there. We're in a hurry, like all the reps are, to get this all put together. But we actually have got a lot done.
We have.
So,
hey, if you're watching this live or on replay, because we'll obviously have this up for a while, but if you're watching this, type in your city and state. I'd love to know where you're at, and I'll pull you up here just like this. It'll just like Mike South will make you famous here for a few minutes, and then we'll put you on here. So if you're on here watching this, type in your city and state. I'll see if I can get some comments on here. Also, feel free to like this, share it, that kind of thing. It always helps with the algorithms to make sure that we get this out there publicly. So we are good. I'll see if anybody comments. If not, I know we got a handful of people on here. I know we are doing this in the middle of the afternoon. Rick and I like to do these things, a lot of them. And we're showing them. Boom.
Yeah, it's the last weekend of summer, Mike.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I heard that.
Yeah.
I did not realize that it was already that weekend.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Yeah. Hey, Todd Van Camp from St. Augustine, Florida. And we got Big Mike Moore in the house from Atlanta, Georgia. You're up the street from you, Rick.
Yeah, and he actually is in Atlanta now, I think.
Awesome. Probably.
He does travel a little bit.
That's good. Very cool. All good. So Rick, you ready to rock and roll, buddy? I don't want to make
absolutely.
We got to keep showing. Oh, got some more people making some comments. Jeffrey, thank you, buddy. Awesome. Got some
a lot more out there.
We got another one on here, John.
There's another one.
You don't have to have the last name Moore to be part of our program, by the way.
That's right, but it helps.
But it helps, and none of you guys are related.
You get through the system quicker.
Yeah, nobody's related, which is kind of funny, but it's all good.
I've got a lot of brothers and sisters, but none of those are them.
No real relation. Awesome. Okay, Rick. So we're about 4 after. Got on here about a minute after. So let's just jump right into this. So first and foremost, thank you guys so much for taking time in your schedules to view this. We're going to try to keep this with under 30 minutes. I think we can easily do that. But we wanted to come on here and come live with you guys to give you kind of some updates, because obviously over the last couple weeks, couple months, we have been rolling out the residential solar platform that we have. We do have some other services that we're not going to necessarily go through in this one in detail. You'll be looking for some more updates through our email list and on our Facebook page as to some of the new things that we're rolling out as well. So we're really throwing out a lot of great things this year. Rick, give us your 2 cents, and then I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint, kind of get everybody dialed in.
Well, let me give you 2 points before we jump into the PowerPoint. First thing is we will have a nationwide commercial energy offering update next week. Nationwide commercial energy. Ordinarily, that'd be really big news. But on top of solar, it's kind of hard to have big news, right?
Right.
And I want to say this too. If you're in the pipeline in any way, shape, or form, rick@bidpoint.co, specifically that email, please. rick@bidpoint.co. Catch up with me over the weekend, and we'll check your status in the system. We've had a bunch of big updates. We did our first CRM launch for a Bidpoint rep for the solar program today. That was the first one we did. We intend to get the rest of you through the pipeline. There's a couple dozen of you that we need to get through the pipeline as quickly as possible. I see several of the names that are on here right now. If you haven't engaged in any way yet, you can go to bidpoint.co/solar. I got that right, Mike?
Correct.
Okay. Go to that page to get yourself started in the funnel process if you haven't already done that. Now I want to pass it back to Mike and have him roll through the PowerPoint, and get you up to speed.
Excellent, excellent. So what we're talking about here, and the reason Bidpoint was created is it was created to find people who basically wanted to do either a part-time or a full-time thing on the side, or full-time, that created a residual income / just more money. I mean, Rick and I have been in business. We've been entrepreneurs. We've done all kinds of things over the years. And we really believe with our experience that we had been with some companies that had done that. We've figured out what worked, what didn't work. We've gone through all the things. And now it's kind of, we're 7 years into this, and we've got a good book of business. But now I really believe that we have a lot more elements in place to expedite the process of getting a lot of money in a lot of people's pockets, which is ultimately our goal. Okay. We understand that the more people we help, the better off we are as well. So we're kind of all of us are in this together. So let me show this in the stream, and I'm actually going to go, we're going to go solo on this one. Let me see how I go solo. Boom. Okay. So then I should be, I'll just double check that. Oops, I went to the wrong slide already. Got to start at the beginning. I was just processing. So Rick, you can see this still, correct? You can see the whole PowerPoint?
Very good. Yep. Yes, sir.
All right. So should be pulling up the very first slide of the PowerPoint. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of this because a lot of people are brand new to what we're doing. And I just wanted to let you know some of the verticals that we already currently have and are doing business with, such as energy procurement. Energy has to do with commercial gas and electric, natural gas and electricity. Okay. Those are the bigger accounts that we have and so on. Same thing with waste cost reduction. There's a lot of money in these things. You just might not know it. And then we have a really good proposal for the wireless cost reduction. And then back to the energy procurement, like Rick said, we have a new service that's going to come out that now is going to allow us to go nationwide on the energy procurement, because we were only dialed into a few states. So again, that's going to be for another call. It's going to rock your world. But really what we're doing is we're just giving you kind of a buffet of services that with our relationships, our experience, we've been able to put these contracts together to bring them on under the Bidpoint umbrella, which I think is a fantastic thing. The newest thing that we just brought out is our first official residential offering, which is the solar service. I would highly recommend, if you did not watch it, you can scroll down on a Facebook page, and we have this on here, or you can go to bidpoint.co and you'll see the post where I did an interview with the person that we're partnering with, which is a very good friend of mine, Chad. Chad and I have known each other for going on about 16 years. We go to the same church. Chad moved. He's down in Florida now, which is the Sunshine State. And ironically, he's obviously doing solar. He's been working on me for a while to get involved with it, because the partnership that we have is really unique in the fact that we're kind of a marketing arm with our sales force already, and they wanted to expand a little quicker, and it just kind of made sense. Okay. What I didn't realize was how big solar was becoming. I'm just briefly going to touch on some of this, but everything is beginning to transition into a lot of these eco-friendly things, and solar is pretty incredible. In case you didn't know it, it's actually the gold rush. Right now, you are at the beginning phase of probably one of the most explosive and profitable, meaning money in your pocket industries out there. Okay. I was looking up some stats and was blown away. In 1976, only about 6 private homes had solar. Then by 2016, over 1 million people had solar. And just a couple years later, it doubled, and they expect it again to double again in next year, or not double, but getting close next year. They're looking at it to start to exponentially grow. So from a timing standpoint, it's kind of like being in early when when energy or phone service deregulated. The people that got in and captured the most, went out there, were the pioneers. They made the most money. Now, why solar is so appealing to people and why this is an absolute no-brainer, it's an easy sell due to the fact that it is not emotional. It is actually, done by logic. Okay. There are massive federal income tax credits for residential customers because they want to push that. The benefits, number 2, is you get people to own their own power. They literally can sell excess power to their local energy provider, which is really, really incredible. Okay. And we're not going to go into detail or training on that. There's no out of cost pocket for customers, no out of cost pocket. And they have shown that it increases automatically right out of the gates about 4 to 5% of an increase in property value by having solar installed. Okay. And obviously the environmental impact is unique. So if you could look at all these things, it's a very, very easy thing. Now, the other thing is there is a lot of profitability in the solar, solar markets. Okay. So basically you probably have seen the solar panels on houses, or here's some images. Okay. So our partnership using SunSmart as our vehicle to get the installations, get the proposals done, is what I believe is going to rock this thing, because literally utility prices have steadily increased. But with what we do with solar allows people to start dropping their rates significantly. Okay. And you're going to be able to go in and do that. Okay. So now, all that being said, that's the front end of this. Now, you may have just made a decision that you say, you know what? I want to get into the solar market. I want to start selling solar. I want to start making money on solar. Let's talk about that. There are really only a few steps, and I want to try to simplify these. At any time, you can always get a lot of these details by going to bidpoint.co. You see that link in the top right corner. But step one is, I just put this up today. If you're looking at this for, brand new or whatever, if you're interested, all you got to do is go in there and click on the solar button, and you will see that you can go in, and there's a little article, the video with Chad and I on there, some little information. And if it says, and if you say, hey, this is something I want to jump into, all you got to do is where it says ready to join our solar team, you're going to click that link. But I need you to add that Bidpoint 100 discount code, all caps, because if you click on it and just go straight there without having that code, it's $2,970 or something like that, 97 for that camp. But we're giving you 100% discount using the Bidpoint 100 code. So you just click on that, takes you there. Once you click on it, it clicks there, and then that's where you access that. Now, once you've done that, all we need you to do is go through a very short mini boot camp. And the reason we're calling a mini boot camp is because a couple of videos before, we had a little more of an extensive boot camp in here. I have simplified this. The purpose of simplifying this is we only really want to work with people that are willing to go through a few steps, because this is not a hard process, but it is a little complex in the fact that you do have to do things, and you have to, at least have the ambition to blow the fuzz off a peanut and follow directions. So our ability to take you through these little boot camps is really how we get you up to speed as quick as possible. And at the same time, it automates our ability to scale. So when you go in there, there's very short videos. There's 3 of them. First one is just the welcome video from Chad and I. Second one, where I go through some information. And then the important step is you're going to click on it, and it is going to take you to step 2, which is the questionnaire and the interview. So what happens is you click on start the survey, which is filling out the questionnaire. It will ask you some brief information. And at the end of that, it will be submitted to where you are going to be invited then to have a one-on-one Zoom with Rick Moore, who you just saw on the video. Okay. Then Rick is going to do what he needs to do to make sure that you're in the right markets or the best markets. Maybe we can go through some certain things. He asks you some specific questions. Rick, real quick, I know you're still on here, obviously. What are some of the things you go through with the interview, just to give people an up to speed on that?
Well, the most important thing is to set expectations, right?
Perfect. Good answer. But go through a little bit just real quick.
So the first thing we want to do is figure out geography, what somebody's business background is or connection background. Where they're going to, what is going to be the method of them attracting people to the service of solar. And if it's not solar, then what is the next best thing they could potentially do? Because obviously, as you mentioned, we have other services. The last thing I would say is that we have to do this in a strategic way. We're starting first and foremost, we're starting with Florida and Georgia, primarily Florida, right? And so that's kind of our focus. There are other places we're going to be able to do, the obvious ones being Texas and California and some other places. SunSmart currently operates in most of the United States, which means the majority of the states, not all the states. And so that's important. So that's really what we're trying to cover. And once we set those expectations, then we set follow-up. Once somebody goes through the system, we know they're serious, and they get through the CRM to you.
Perfect. And you jumped ahead on me, but that's what I wanted you to say anyhow. So what happens next is you have your questionnaire, you filled it out. It goes with Rick. Rick does a brief interview with you, find out like what he just said. And then if it makes sense that this is something you're in an area that you want to pursue, we then send you through the SunSmart boot camp, where the process goes. This is where as an example, we've got some people on here, like Todd. I know, Todd, you're on here. Todd did this. He had the interview. He went through the thing. He went through the interview, and then he went through the boot camp, and then he went through everything we needed him to do. And after you come out to the end, what happens then is I set you up with the CRM system. Now, I'm going to simplify this real quick. Let me see where I'm at. I'm going to simplify it by this, and I'm going to go back to the next page. The simplicity of this program, believe it or not, so let's simplify this, is very simply this, is the most important thing that you can figure out how to do and get very good at is collecting people's electric bills. Collecting people's electric bills so that we can then put them through a potential proposal, put a proposal together that you can then bring to them. Okay. The CRM system is very robust in the fact that it allows you to put the leads in that you need. So this is a really, really high level system that we're bringing to the table now. Okay. And this is a lot of this stuff is going to be Bidpoint branded. Some of it will be, there's certain aspects currently are SunSmart, but we use them because it's a partnership. Okay. But what'll happen is you will meet with Rick. You'll go through the boot camp. You come out on the other end saying, wow, this looks amazing. I'm smart enough to collect the bill. Mike, will set you up with the CRM system so that when you have your neighbor that you want to input into this, you can track what you need. You want to run Facebook ads. You want to co-op with a team of people. You might have a roofing company currently that you already have people. Whatever it might be, then in here you can add your lead to it by clicking on the plus new over there on the top right. And what's cool is we already have automated texting autoresponders as well as email autoresponders. And I even have landing page websites already set up for you if you want to do a little higher level online marketing for customers. Okay, so this is really good because then all you're going to do is in a nutshell, is you collect the bill. And then what happens is once you've gotten the bill, we then will show you how to input that into our kind of our one platform that will then go through and kick out the proposal. The nice thing is these proposals are right online through your computer that you click on. You'll see the whole proposal. I'm just giving you a screenshot of Rick was our first dummy one that we did. We're actually going to switch Rick's house over to solar. And what'll happen is you can go in and say, hey, I want to do 5 panels on my house, and it'll it'll automatically instantly update and say you would save this, or hey, I got a massive roof and a barn. I want 100 panels. It'll kick out the savings on that. So you can adjust this with your client right on a Zoom. You can sit there and build a relationship with them. And if everything looks good and they say, yeah, good to go, then we submit that, they sign the contract, and boom, we are in business and they are putting panels on the house and you're getting paid. Okay. So and the process of getting paid on this, I think that might be the last slide on here. The process of getting paid on this is fairly simple in the fact that let me take this out of here. In the fact that there's upfront money for when you get the contract signed, if I'm not mistaken, and then obviously once it's fully installed, you get the bulk of the money in that that we're going to pay you for. So, Rick, anything that I did not cover on that update?
Just the compensation is covered now in the updated boot camp.
Correct, because we
So
didn't
when
have
they
that
go
in the
back to the
original.
boot camp, yeah, when they go back to the boot camp now, there is a compensation video. We'll have a follow up on that as well. Once everybody's kind of been through and seen it, you'll have a frame of reference. They talk about numbers in a little different way than any of us are probably used to, but once you get your head around it, it makes sense.
Perfect.
And actually, once you've gone through a presentation, the great thing about this is you actually, when you go through the calculation with Solo, and there'll be other programs to come in the future with other vendors, not to get into that, but once you go through the process with Solo, you're going to basically be able to calculate and know what you're going to earn.
Yes. And when you see some of these numbers, you're going to laugh. Like, you're in a good way. You're going to be like, wow, you're kidding me. One house, decent sized residential, like in medium sized home.
One house can be a decent month.
Yeah. One house, literally one house a month could actually be pretty significant for a lot of people. And Chad was telling me that's what got my attention was Chad. Here's how Chad got to me. This is funny, and I don't think I've shared this with anybody.
I know how he got your attention.
Chad sent me a screenshot of the people on their sales teams checks for the week. And I was like, and I had I was like, okay, Chad, what's Chad? Chad's texted me before, send me another email, and I blew him off. And then I was like, what is this? And I clicked on it and I looked and I was like, well, are you kidding? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it was in the tens of thousands of dollars for a handful of people.
Yeah.
For the week.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, okay. And then I called Rick and I said, you know what? This might be the perfect service that we roll out with our guys, because Rick and I are not, we don't need 10,000 people to make a lot of money with the company and to help a lot of people make a lot of money. I mean, we're looking for that handful of core people that we do things with. And I live up in Ohio. I know you're in Georgia. Come wintertime, there's a good chance that I'll be doing business down in FLA, baby.
Yeah.
Sunshine State. You know, we'll have an event. We'll come up with some kind of excuse to have a live event. We'll go down there and meet at one of the hotels, do a little training. But anyhow, speaking of trainings, Rick, I forgot to tell you this. Just before we got on here, I talked to Chad and Bobby because I had a couple questions.
Yeah. And
they said that they'd be more than happy with, as we get a couple of these people in the CRM system and ready to roll, that we would be they're willing to do a private training with just our Bidpoint associates.
Awesome.
Ask any questions, Zoom. If we need to take a few hours to do that, we can. So we'll schedule that out, because Rick and I haven't pushed this too fast, too hard yet, because again, we're just trying to come up to speed, and we don't want to turn the faucet on too quick because you can bottleneck pretty easily. And we've done that in the past where we went too fast, too hard, too fast when we weren't ready to turn on the thing, and it didn't work out as well as we'd hoped. So we don't want you to be guinea pigs. Let me put it to you that way. We want you to have a good process. And if you're just patient with us for a little bit here, we will get this thing up and running and rolling pretty quickly. And I believe that we're going to have some really, really great testimonies and people making some big money. What do you think?
Well, Mike, I believe that for every business day in the month of September, our goal is to get somebody past the CRM process and up to speed. And we maintain that pace. And then as people get themselves up to speed and they've got team members they want to get up to speed and those kinds of things, this can explode pretty quickly. But to your point, we have to get the leadership, through the system and underway, and that includes ourselves, right? So
right.
We have to learn it as we go. But I can tell you that what we're offering here with this, how robust this system is pretty incredible, and we need to make and so we're making that investment, and we need to make it pay off. So we want to get the serious people through the system first. Those are going to be the leaders. So everybody that's on here right now, get to bidpoint.co/solar, get into the system. If you've already been through the system, already been through the boot camp, get in touch with me. We'll figure out where you are in the state of getting to the CRM.
And I put I just changed our names to our email addresses below us.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know if you can see that. So if you have any questions on any of that stuff, like Rick said, you can contact Rick directly. Rick is the kind of the front end guy that's going to get you through the things that we initially launch you with. Then towards the back end is where I come into play. So if you have like front end questions, hey, how do I get started? I need to get the NDA signed or anything, something like that. And which that process that's going to all be automated here shortly too. Just contact Rick at bidpoint.co. But if you have any general questions, you can always email us, that kind of thing. Just so you know, we're available to help you. Just remember that. And we're usually very good at getting back to people because we want to grow this. We have personal goals. We have company goals that we want to achieve. Rick and I are going to sell our own solar too. I plan on that. I just found out that Ohio is going to be fairly open, so obviously we're about to go into fall and winter, but I know I'll be fully up to speed on everything by the time January rolls around and have people already set up to just bang, 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 knock this thing out. So,
and those conversations, Mike, because it's at least a 90-day cycle by the time you're actually able to like sell energy back to the grid and that kind of thing, or get the complete install done and everything hooked up and put together. So you can, there is a process to it, so you can really sell it all year round.
Right, which is really awesome. And there's people in the company, just so you know, that are living in states that they're not really marketing solar in those states, that are online selling in like other states, Florida,
Absolutely.
California, Texas, and they're making a lot of money doing it. They just kind of have a little process. They've gotten their feet wet. They've got a little, gotten a rhythm going. They're staying consistent, and they're just bang, 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 knocking it out.
My first customers in California there, Mike. So
there you
California and South Carolina. Those are my first two. So
Kevin Johnson said, y'all looking good, Mike and Rick. Good to see you.
Hey, Kevin.
Thank you. Awesome. So anybody got any comments or anything or any questions, you feel free to pop them on. We're on live. If you're watching the replay, you can always, again, just inbox us and we'll get back to you. Otherwise, make a comment saying awesome, thanks, planning to make bank. Give us a thumbs up, give us hearts, whatever you want to say on there. Rick, you got anything else?
Just everybody have a great Labor Day weekend. We're having the last weekend of summer. Take it serious and have a great time with it. And then, like I say, everybody that's out there that's been anywhere at any point in this process, we've already been through the boot camp. Please get in touch with us and make sure we get you straightened away and get you set up. Because my next goal is to get you on a CRM schedule with us, so we can go through that stage of it, because that's how you get lit.
That's right. Mike South said money's coming.
Money's coming.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's just say goodbye and let's say, hey, thank you so much, guys, for jumping on here. And ladies, I know we've got some women in our company too. It's not just a bunch of dudes. So yeah, y'all have a great weekend. We'll catch up soon. Solar's very interesting. You got that right. It's very interesting. So yeah, it's very cool. Maybe on some private calls, we'll show some checks or something like that. See what kind of people earn.
Something like that.
Get people's attention. So I don't want to put it out there in the public yet. All right. Well, Rick, thank you, buddy, for jumping on here. And we'll obviously be talking all weekend.
Everybody have a great weekend.
Yeah. So perfect. Got a question here. Can I sell in New Jersey? Thanks, Dale.
Yes, Dale. We have to set up a call.
Set up a
Your
call.
question was New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and it can be done. In fact, one of the SunSmart partners is in New Jersey.
Yep. That's right. He is. All right. Perfect. Kevin Johnson says, what am I seeing? He's just laughing and he's got money emojis. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, hey, we've stayed right on track. 30 minutes, just like I said. And we're going to jump off. We're not going to delay this. So I'll get this replay out to you guys if you want to watch it over again. Or again, it will replay on our Facebook page, and I'll put it probably in a blog post as well. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you, Mike. Great stuff.
All right. Talk to you guys in a bit. Thanks.